Stephanie with Board Game Geek here at Origins 2017, and with me is Nate Wiseman, designer of Subrosa, and we have Ross Thompson with IDW who's publishing Subrosa. So tell us about this game.
Cool. So Subrosa is a drafting and collection management game. So what you're going to be trying to do throughout the course of the game is you're going to be drafting these hands. They start at 15 cards of different characters. There are 5 different types of characters, so there's everything from there's alchemists, courtiers, knights, spies, and pilots. These are the different types of classes in the world of the game, and you're going to be trying to recruit these characters to do different devious missions in the world. So you're working as one of the 5 noble families in this fictional universe, and as those families, you're going out to try to screw with the other families and get an advantage and more reputation for your family to put yourself higher in the court.
Yeah.
So the way that you can do that is you can go out and you do everything from killing and capturing another lord if it's separate another family, or protecting one of your own, which is worth a lot of points, to killing someone's prized pet, which is not worth as many points, but it sends a really strong message.
It is pretty dark right there.
Yeah, it's a very darkly comedic world. The idea is that each of the noble families sometime in their past has captured a demon from mythology or lore, and they've used that demon's power to kind of give them their nobility. So instead of like in our world where knights, you think of them as being honorable, upworthy people, they stand by code of honor. In this world, it's exactly the opposite. If you were to do that, you would just be considered dumb.
Cool.
And so that kind of plays into the game mechanics
Noble
here.
but nefarious.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
exactly.
here you get to kind of have that experience by your drafting, and there's a lot of secret information in the game. So while you can outwardly challenge people, like Sahar is one of the more upright characters, she just likes to challenge and kill people. A lot of the characters are more devious. So for example, this courtier here allows you to choose 2 players, and then they actually have to trade with each other, so you can manipulate the other players on the board.
That's good.
So how the game is played is each round you would draft 2 characters from your hand and put them face down onto the table in front of you.
So I'm just going to pick 2.
Yep.
The hand is this right here, right?
Yep, yeah, the hand is the big one, and you're recruiting them to your crew. So the crew that you're building up to be doing these missions. At the beginning of the game, you'd be dealt 3 contracts, which are these cards that we were talking about over here.
These are secret too?
They're secret too.
Yeah.
And you could discard up to 2 of them. So you only have to keep 1. And the reason why you'd want to discard is that if you can't complete it by the end of the game and it's still in, you lose half the points.
Half the points, okay. At least it's not full points.
No, it's not full points. It's not brutal. But it does give you a reason to pick up some of those smaller ones to be sure that you can pick them up.
Yeah.
And if you ever run out of contracts, you can draw more during the game, so that you don't have to worry about that.
But then if you don't get them, then...
And drawing more during the game is at the cost of using an action. So after we all recruit, from our crew members, we'd be able to use one of their abilities. For instance, I could have used my alchemist here, and we'd flip them all over at the same time. And my alchemist has no characters around. This round can be wounded. So, for instance, Sahara's ability wouldn't work. And then we'd go around and do all those, and those would manipulate the board in different ways in our hands, and we would just keep going until one of these hands that we're passing around has 2 cards in it when it gets past the next player, and then the game ends, and you count score. So this is the first in a series of 3 games, and there's going to be connection points between the 3. So I was talking about how you can kill or capture characters, and there's other demons that you can capture. Those will have effects in the later games that you can actually use those cards to leverage them over the people.
Cool.
So I also mentioned that there's an app. Sorry, lots of stuff.
Oh,
That's okay, go for it. You're doing great.
Yeah.
So the app works into really enhance that level of secret information. So where we were playing without the app, when we all revealed our cards, during that phase where we were selecting the cards, I would just say hit perform an action. So this is our beta version of the app, and it has a card scan.
Oh, card scanner.
Its card scans it pretty quickly.
Cool.
And it gives you a whole...
It gives you the whole thing, and then it tells you what it does. We would then pass this around to everyone so that they would be able to scan your card.
Yep. So I would scan my card here. Oh, I did do that very quickly.
Yep. And then you would be able to select targets since you're... And then, so this is set up right now just for 2 players, but then it would shuffle the order and then display it. So you wouldn't have to reveal your card to me. You would just scan your card in and pass it on.
Right.
And this will tell the order.
Then it tells the order. So normally when you're playing without the app,
so I get to play first.
Yeah, so right now you actually got to play first, where if we were playing without the app, there's an initiative counter that goes around, so everyone gets a turn at going first. This shuffles it kind of randomly, so that you hide everything, you don't have to reveal your cards, and all that good stuff. It also has the ability, so we were playing with just one phone where you can pass it around. If everyone had the app, you could also all log in and join the same game, so you could just scan on your phone and
cool.
Yeah,
not
it's
have
very,
to pass
very,
the phone
very
around.
neat.
Yeah, that's really
So,
neat. And you mentioned that's the beta version.
It's the beta version, so it's pretty full of functionality, but it's going to look prettier
Look
and
better,
and match the game style.
The whole game is in still.
Yeah, as you can tell,
clearly.
these are sleeved
Yeah.
cards. So.
Yeah. But the art's all done, and it's really starting to come together, and I'm really proud of it. I think.
Yeah, I got my first download of it a little bit ago, and I was blown away. So
Yeah.
I want to play more.
Yeah.
You know?
So how many does it play to?
Plays up to 5, and it kind of changes with the number of players. So if you play with 2 players, you obviously shorten down the deck so that there's only 30 cards in it.
Going pretty quick.
And it's a very quick game in general, but with 2 players, it kind of changes from being this kind of chaotic game where you're managing chaos to where you actually are able to tell where every card is if you're a good card player, because there's only 30 cards in the game. So it
Card
becomes
counter.
a very, very tactical game with 2 people.
Yeah.
And the more people you add on, it just becomes this chaos of you don't really know what to judge because so many things are going to happen in the round. But yeah, that's the game. And then moving through the series, the next one is called Ignoble, and you get to basically take more on the role of the noble family, in which you are playing the mercenaries up here, and then the story progresses even further in the third one.
So when will this be available?
That is a good question. It is currently in production.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
So-
journalism, right?
Yeah, right? It's like, we're working on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we'll tease more as it comes along, and Nate's been rocking it out. So we're going to be playing with it a lot. So as it travels along and goes in the process, we'll be showing off plenty for it.
So where can they find out more information? There's a newsletter they can sign up to, follow us.
So if they were to go on idwgames.com
Yep.
and on our social media, you can find us on there, and we'll be talking about more. And right now, there isn't a lot that's out there, so it's kind of one of the first really
Yeah, I think this is our
This
first
is
time
like
really
our
talking
first
about
preview
it.
for it.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be neat. So I'm sure as we do more, BDG, we'll get up on there, and it'll be fun to play around with some Subrosa. So
Cool. So that is Subrosa.
yeah.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.